Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tera Vanachari. Yamuna Tera Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Radhe. जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय गौरनिताय 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 शिशि गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 नेताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नेताय गौर हरि बोल जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयो मुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भक्तिर्भक्तिर्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। So welcome all of you for today's Bhagavatam class. Today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 10, Text 9. Brahmana uvacha Tvayoditam vyaktamap vipralabdham Bhartu same syad yadi virabharaha Gantur yadi syad adhigamya madva Piveti rasa navidam prabhadaha Brahmana uvacha Tvayoditam vyaktamavvipralabdham Bhartu same syadyadi virabharaha Gantur yadi syadadhigamya madva Piveti rasaunavvidam prabhadaha Brahmana uvacha Tvayoditam vyaktamavvipralabdham Bhartu same syadyadi virabharaha Gantur yadi syadadhigamya madva Piveti rasaunavvidam prabhadaha विप्रलब्धं भर्तु समे स्यादधिभिर्भारः गन्तुर्यदि स्यादधिगम्य दत्वा पिबेति रासौ न विदं प्रवादः ब्राह्मण उवाच वयोदितं व्यक्तमविप्रलब्धं भर्तु समे स्यादधिभिर्यदि स्यादधिगम्य अध्वा पिबेति रसानविदं प्रवादः. Yes. Any Matajis? Word to one translation. Brahmana Uvacha. The learned Brahmana Jada spoke. Tvaya, by you. Uditam, explained. Vyaktam, very clearly. Avipralabdam, without contradictions. Bhartu, of the bearer, the body. Sa, that. Me, mine. Sat, it would have been. Yadi, if. Veera, O great hero. Maharaj Rahugan. Bharaha, a load. Gantuhu, of the mover, also the body. Yadi, if. Sat, it had been. Adhigamyam, the object to be obtained. Adva, the path. Piva, very stout and strong. Iti, thus. Rasau, in the body. Na, not. Vidam, of the self realized persons. Prabhadaha, subject matter for discussion. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The great Brahmana Jad Bharat said, my dear king and hero, whatever you have spoken sarcastically is certainly true. Actually, these are not simply words of chastisement, for the body is the carrier. The load carried by the body does not belong to me, for I am the spirit soul. There is no contradiction in your statements, because I am different from the body. I am not the carrier of the palanquin, the body is the carrier. Certainly, as you have hinted, I have not labored carrying the palanquin, for I am detached from the body. You have said that I am not stout and strong, and these words are befitting a person who does not know the distinction between body and soul. The body may be fat or thin, but no learned man would say such things of the spirit soul. As far as the spirit soul is concerned, I am neither fat nor skinny. Therefore, you are correct when you say that I am not very stout. Also, if the object of this journey and the path leading there were mine, there would be many troubles for me. But because they relate not to me but to my body, there is no trouble at all. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that one who is advanced in spiritual knowledge is not disturbed by pains and pleasures of the material body. The material body is completely separate from the spirit soul, and the pains and pleasures of the body are superfluous. The practice of austerity and penance is meant for understanding the distinction between the body and soul, and how the soul can be unaffected by the pleasures and pains of the body. Jadbharat was actually situated on the platform of self realization. He was completely aloof from the bodily conception. Therefore, he immediately took this position and convinced the king that whatever contradictory things the king had said about his body did not actually apply to him as a spirit soul. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunvinitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. I seek blessings of all the devotees assembled here so that I can speak the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam and also the glories of great Jada Bharat. And for my own purification, I should be able to take some discussion on this topic. So, so this is the verse which is spoken by Jada Bharat. So we see that the background, if we see, Jada Bharat was uh, initially he was a king. He was the king of the entire Bharat Varsha. And then because of being attached to a deer, he became deer. And after becoming deer, then he realized, and he had the complete remembrance of his past life. And then he realized that what mistake I have done. I have unnecessarily become attached to a deer, and I have forgotten the supreme lord. And then in the body of deer he perfected his life. And then of course he then the next life he got of Jad Bharat, in a, like as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that one who is not able to successfully complete his spiritual practices in this life, he takes birth in a aristocratic family or in a Brahman family. So similarly we see Jad Bharat got a birth in a Brahman family, and he had complete remembrance of his dear life, at the same time his kingly life also. So at this time he didn't wanted to take any chance. Already two times, means one time it has happened, and animal life you cannot go back to godhead. He had to again come to human life. Now he didn't wanted to take any risk. So he was acting like a madman, not speaking, not everybody was thinking that he's mad or some abnormal person, but nobody knew that he is actually a great Vaishnava, very very great soul. So because he didn't wanted to entangle, he didn't wanted any attachment to parents, brothers, or anything of this world, and he was ultra careful that he his entire attention devotion is completely on the supreme lord. So we see so much section happened. There was a quite good description of Jad Bharat, but till now Jad Bharat has not spoken, and I think this is one of the first verses where Jad Bharat is started speaking. So, so generally, whenever any pure devotee is there, we immediately want to hear from them. In case we come to know that pure devotee has come to our temple, some Prabhupada disciples, but somehow they are not giving class. So we feel, oh, there is no class. He has come, we are able to see him, but we are not able to get his instruction. जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्री गौर निताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की. So once it happened, we were, I think Niranjan Swami Maharaj had come to Pune. He said he doesn't, he will not give class. So he was there, he was attending the classes, everything. But all devotees were very eager that when will we get opportunity to hear directly from, because very rare to, because Maharaj does not give too many classes and all. He will give only few classes and some places only. He was not giving. So all devotees were very eager to receive. One day he did Kirtan on the Sharad Purnima day it was. So, but devotees got personal association instructions and all. Similarly, Jad Bharat, now we see that if he doesn't speak these words to Rahugana, or this particular section doesn't come, like Rahugana doesn't come and he was not being told to carry the palanquin, then we would never get these wonderful words of Jad Bharat. And Jad Bharat was completely self realized. Like what knowledge he is telling, this we also know. We are not this body, we are soul. But none of us means actually Jad Bharat is realized. We are, we know the knowledge is there, but the realization is yet to come. But in case of Jada Bharat, we see that is completely realized. And how to know that? We can see his activities also. When it was told, people were cursing him, insulting him. Oh, this is a mad person, just like not doing anything. He was told to do something, he will do opposite of that. So in that way, everybody was considering him as a fool. And then Jadbharat was going, and then he was even removed from the home. Also, he was not staying. He went somewhere. He did not even come back. And then after that, what happened is even those dacoits caught him. And dacoits caught him. They said that okay, let us go. We will sacrifice you. He says okay, let us go. We will kill you. He was ready for that. Whether you kill me, whether you insult, whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Why? Because I am not this body. I am spirit soul. So Jadbharat was completely realized. For him, there was no such thing. So, and here we can see, so the first verse which is spoken by great Brahman Jadbharat, here is saying that this is also we can understand how to take chastisement. Sometimes chastisement may come. So, of course, here it is coming from a king who is already materially attached. And Jadbharat, he was also king in his previous life. So, he could understand some way that oh, this king is also in illusion. So, so then he started speaking. What he spoke? He said that he understood that king is speaking in sarcasm. So he said that whatever you have spoken sarcastically is certainly true. Actually, these are not simply words of chastisement, for the body is carrier. Body is the carrier. So whatever you are told about the body, that actually doesn't matter. So let us see what all things were told by king and how Jadabharat accepted that. So in the 2 3 verses before it comes, where the king is chastising Jadbharat and is saying that, my dear brother, King Rahugana says, my dear brother. Actually, he wanted to say that you are a servant, but he says, my dear brother in sarcasm. You certainly appeared very fatigued. Actually, because you have carried the palanquin alone without assistance. But actually, he was not alone. There were three other palanquin carriers. And for long time, it was not long time, he just started carrying. And that time only he was, because there were ants on the path. So he didn't wanted to crush them. He was a Brahmana. Whereas other three were Shudras. For them, they were just going without even caring for that. They just wanted to satisfy the senses of their master. But Jadbharat was very careful, and he was going like that. It caused disturbance to the king, and then king spoke in the sarcasm. Besides that, due to your old age, Jadbharat was actually young. You have become greatly troubled. My dear friend, I see that you are not very firm nor very stout and strong. Said you are not very stout and strong, but Jadabharat was very stout and strong, very healthy. Aren't your fellow carriers cooperating with you? Actually, they were all cooperating also. So then what Jadabharat says, the load carried by the body does not belong to me, for I am the spirit soul. There is no contradiction in your statement because I am different from the body. I am not the carrier of the palanquin. So indirectly you said that you are not carrying the palanquin properly. So anyway, I am not the carrier. I am the soul only. The body is the carrier. And certainly, as you have hinted by the sarcasm, I have not labored carrying the palanquin, for I am detached for the body. So once I was hearing in one of the lecture, I think it was Bhakti Vedanta Vidyapit. In that, one of the speaker was telling that sometimes when we do lot of things, some hard labor, and then we feel very tired. But actually, that tiredness is not for us. Means we are actually not tired because spirit soul cannot be tired. So body is tired, but we are not tired in that way. But why we feel tired is because we identify ourselves with the body. That's why the tiredness comes. But otherwise, your spirit soul is always active, and then there is no question of tiredness. So, and then next he says that you have said that I am not stout and strong. That is correct. The is not neither thin nor fat. So that is also correct. And but no learned man would say such things of the spirit soul. So then he corrects him also. You are saying that is all correct, but then nobody, no learned man will say like this, because everyone knows that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. How can whatever statements you have said, that actually does not apply to me? So in that way, he said that this you are not a learned man, basically. As far as the spirit soul is concerned, I am neither fat nor skinny. Therefore, you are correct when you say that I am not very stout. So that's how it goes. So also King says that I am the king, you are the sorry, I am the master and you are my servant. So Jadbara says, who is servant, who is master? Yes, previously I was king. Now I am servant, but previously I was the king. And actually Rahugana was king of which place? Sauvira, just a small province in the entire Bharatvarsha. But King Bharat, he was king of the entire Bharatvarsha. So his position was much better. But now he has become a servant, a palanquin carrier, and nobody actually knows him. Who is he? Whether he was king or what he was, nobody knows. Now they are just thinking him as a madman. But at one time he was the king of the entire Bharatvarsha. So he has all gone through this entire thing. He has gone to the body of a deer and is completely realized by his devotion to the Supreme Lord. Now, so this is how we can understand the position of Jad Bharat. When he is speaking these statements, he is really out of his realization, all these statements are coming. And when Rahugana hears these statements, he becomes completely enlightened. He understands that this is not an ordinary person, because no ordinary man will actually speak such great words of philosophy. Then he understood that Jadbara is actually a very great soul. So initially, King was speaking in sarcasm. So among friends also there is sometimes sarcasm, some jokes, some light moments will be there. But the King Rahugana's sarcasm was not out of a friendliness, but it was out of disrespect. Disrespect towards Jadbharat. So it is said, like Srila Prabhupada, many places he has given the analogy of a coconut. So the wet coconut in South India, many people, the temple, they go and they break the coconut. So the wet coconut, you see that when you want to remove that, the coconut pulp, it is very attached to the outer skin. It doesn't come out so quickly. You have to do a lot of efforts and you have to be very careful to remove it. So that is about wet coconut. But the dry coconut, if you just make sound, basically if it sounds, that coconut sounds, then you understand that inside dry coconut, it has become detached from the outer shell. So that is actually compared, Prabhupada compares that to a pure devotee. Pure devotee, even though he is within the body, is completely detached from the body. You can you can understand by his symptoms, by his actions, you can understand that he is completely detached from the body. But the conditioned soul is like that, completely attached to the outer shell. Very difficult to what we say, remove the attachments. Like once Radhesham Pro was telling about Chandramuli Maharaj, he had come. So he had too many programs from morning to night, so many programs. Kirtans also Maharaj was dancing very enthusiastically. So at the end of the day, Radhesham Prabhu went to Maharaj and asked, Maharaj, so how was the day today? Maharaj said that, uh, yeah, yeah, I am blissfully frustrated. Said my body is frustrated, but my soul is very blissful by seeing so many devotees, by participating in the kirtan. So Maharaj forgot his body only. He was dancing in ecstasy and he completely into that. But when he rests, then he said, my body is completely gone, but I am still. Similar thing happened with Srila Prabhupada also. Once Srila Prabhupada was already having a fever and he didn't wanted to. He was taking very light prasadam also, and he was about to leave the temple and go to the place where he was staying. But then suddenly some he saw that some very people have come, some great people, about like some they are having good contacts and all. So Prabhupada thought that these people will help us in preaching. So disciples wanted Prabhupada to meet. Then Prabhupada met them and talked with them for almost an hour. And then the prasadam was also there, made for everyone. Prabhupada also sat with them and he also took. The feast was made. Prabhupada also took. After that, he sent them off. After they went, Prabhupada just collapsed. And that day, actually, Prabhupada's fever was also very much increased. It was almost 104 like that. So we see that the pure devotees, they are actually completely detached from the body, or they are completely in the spiritual consciousness because they are not into these things. And that's why we see that even till the fag end of life, Prabhupada was, even though the body was lying, still Prabhupada was doing translation of the Bhagavatam, 10th canto it comes. And Prabhupada was speaking, the transcribing that the recording was being made, and he was telling the purpose of each of the verses and like that. Even in that condition, one may say, oh, this condition, one may just think about the body only because this pain, that pain, this is paining, and one may become unconscious. But here Prabhupada is writing the books, or recording the purports for his books. That's how we can see that the pure devotees, they are completely out of this bodily conception of life. So in one place, Srila Prabhupada defines what is self-realization. He says that self-realization means to become unaffected by needs of gross and subtle body and come to the spiritual plane. So one does not get affected by the gross body and the subtle body also. Subtle body means mind, intelligence, false ego. So that also doesn't matter. Whether somebody comes and insults you, it doesn't matter. Somebody comes and praises, that also doesn't matter. Because ultimately you understand that I am servant of Krishna. Whatever praise comes, it will go to him because everything is happening because of his mercy. And if any insults come, then anyway I am not this body. So it doesn't matter. So we see the similar case in our scriptures. So many like Goswamis, we can see it is said that if you imitate Goswamis, we will die because we are not on that level. But if you see Goswamis, their eating, sleeping, everything was so less. Eating was hardly they used to eat something. It was only few drops of buttermilk. Raghunath Das Goswami used to take three drops only. We take 3 glasses of buttermilk, but he was taking only 3 drops of buttermilk. Still, he will survive, and he's going on for years, and they not only that, just going on sitting at one place, week or something, like we experience in the Pandava Ekadashi, if we or even Janmashtami is coming. So when we fast whole day, by the end of the day, we are very much we are not so active. We start feeling weak, and then we just want to sit in the kirtan, and because there is no much physical work. But then Goswamis, they were having such a less thing diet. Even different Goswamis, they used to eat some rice here and there, little bit, whatever they get. Otherwise, just remain like that. But still, they did so much. They used to write books. They used to write literatures. They were going to Vrindavan. They excavated so many places. So how this can happen? Humanly, it is impossible. But these people could do it because they are liberated. They are like this coconut, which is detached from the outer covering. So they were going not because of the food and all. Their body was not going on that basis. Their body was going because of spiritual advancement and completely taking shelter of the Lord. So they were completely on that platform. Even Jada Bharata also we can see he was very stout and strong. What he was eating? No, just Jada Bharat. No, one rice. One rice he will eat. That too, whatever that only. He was not running for the food also. Let me see when my breakfast will be there, lunch or like that. He just, whatever he came on his way, he just took it. Still, he was stout and strong. It's one place Prabhupada says also, one who is spiritually very, uh, but is very strong, in physically he also becomes strong. Then we see the example of Prahlad Maharaj also. Prahlad Maharaj was also thrown from the mountain. He was put into the fire. Wherever he puts, he was not at all afraid. You keep me anywhere. He was like completely out of bodily consciousness. He also never thought about oh, what will happen now? My father is going to throw. Oh, Krishna, please save me. He was no. If Krishna wants to save me, then he will save me. Mare Krishna rakege, rake Krishna mare. Krishna wants to save, then who can kill? And if Krishna wants to kill, then who can save? So they were ready for that. Another example comes of Parikshit Maharaj. 7 days when he got to know that he is going to die, no eating, no, you're not even drinking water, no sleeping, nothing was there. Then Shukdev Goswami. See, Shukdev Goswami, he was not even wearing also anything because he was completely out of bodily consciousness. For him, it didn't matter. So even we know no that past time where as soon as he was born, he started running. and his father Vasudeva was coming behind, and Shukdev Goswami, like, he was completely naked and he was running, and the ladies who were taking bath in that river, they also didn't feel anything because they understood he is a liberated person, so they were not much. But then when the Vasudeva came, his father, immediately these ladies covered themselves, and then our Vyasadeva was thinking that, hey, my son went that time, you didn't. How is it? So then they said, because you are a family man, so you know the difference between body and soul. But this person is completely on spiritual platform. For him, it doesn't matter. So this regarding this, I remember one story also. Actually, this story comes few days before only I was hearing. This story comes in Bible, the forbidden apple. The like we have in the scriptures, we have that how God creates creation. In Srimad Bhagavatam we have about spiritual world and all. So this Bible also, Christianity, they have this story where they say that God created the world in 6 days. So first he said, let there be light, and there was light. Let there be earth. Like that he created all that, and on the sixth day he created a Adam, who was a male, and he created him, and he was happily living and everything. So then he thought, okay, he's alone. So he created one female also, and her name was Eve, Adam and Eve. So these both were created, and they were very happy staying in the abode of God. And God has given them. They told that there was a Garden of Eden. He told that you take any fruits, flowers, whichever you want. Be happy here. Just be blissful. Be happy in this world. And God also said that there is one forbidden apple. That particular apple you should not take. All other fruits are nectarian. You eat as much as possible, enjoy as much as possible, but don't eat that forbidden apple. If you eat that, you will die. So then that much he says, and then he goes. And then Adam and Eve, they were very happily staying there. But what happened is, there was a serpent. They call it Saturn. So there was a serpent, and this serpent told Eve that, hey, take this apple, very nice it is. And she says, no, no, God has told not to take, so I'm not going to take it. So then he says, no, take it, it's very good. See, do you feel any defect in this? Such a wonderful apple. And you take it, and you will become God. So, and then she thinks maybe that God, we should not become God, so that's why God has told not to take. So let us take it. And she started eating that apple, and she encouraged the Adam also, you also come. Both of them ate the apple. But now what happened is, till now they were experiencing only happiness, only success, or like only the positive things. But after eating that apple, they started experiencing the dualities of this world. Yeah, as soon as they ate the apple, they started feeling ashamed of each other because they were naked. Till now they didn't feel anything because they were out of bodily consciousness. But now the bodily consciousness has come. They started covering their body, and they started feeling the distress. First time they experienced distress in their whatever life. Until now they were experiencing only happiness, but now distress was coming. They started feeling angry, lusty. All these things started coming. All these anarthas, lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, pride, all this started coming. And they understood that, oh, we have done a mistake. And when God came, he they were actually hiding, but then God understood that these people have eaten the forbidden apple. And then of course later they were given some curse also. So that's how we see that when we disobey in the spiritual world, we are very pure. We are the part and parcel of God, very pure, living with the Supreme Lord, serving Him. We are into His abode. But as soon as we come to this world, then the the as soon as we come to this world, we get a material body, and we engaged in that material body, and then we start identifying with that body. Oh, so, and as like Rajambhu said, no, as soon as you take birth, somebody says, okay, he's your mother. The mother will say he's your father. Then fathers, other relatives, and everyone. Then we start thinking that from this family, I am from this particular state, I am from this country, from this, I'm a human being, like that. So all the bodily conception starts coming. But one who is actually the uh, so this is how, in the spiritual world, we are having service attitude. But as soon as we come to this material world, we gets contaminated because of the more three modes of material nature, because of getting this material body. And then there is a so much uh, distress starts coming. So till the time we don't identifying with the body, there is no distress. But the distress is the people suffer only because of identifying with the body. Otherwise, there is no suffering. For a pure devotee, there is no suffering. Whether you keep him any situation of life, for him he is always happy in that situation. But so once one example comes, like one person, his house was burning, and his house was burning, and he thought, oh, this house is burning, what to do now? And he actually started crying. He couldn't do anything. Neither there was fire extinguisher or anything. House started burning, and he was crying, oh, my house is burning. And so much, he, as if he is only burning, he was so much, because he was identifying with that house, he started crying so much. That time what happened is, his first son came, and son said that, hey father, don't worry, this house we have sold to another person this last week, and the sign, the agreement, everything is done, and mostly money also has come. So don't worry, now this is not our house, that is that person's house. This person who was crying till now, he starts smiling. Oh, this is not my home. Oh, thank God. And he started very smiling. So same situation, but we can see the response is different based on identification. Then what happens? Second son comes, and the second son says that, hey father, actually I forgot to tell you, actually that the sale deed is cancelled. This is our house only. Then this person again started crying, because now again he is identifying that house with his own house, like that. So initially he thought it is my house. Then he thought this house does not belong to me. And then again thought, oh, this is my house. And again he started suffering. But what is the truth? It does actually, what is the truth? Actually, it doesn't belong to him. Tomorrow he dies, and he cannot carry that home with him to the next life. Next life he comes again, he has to build the same house with bricks and all. He cannot say that, oh, this was my house in my previous life. Please give me back. The people will consider him a fool and send him off. So this is how whatever things we have in this world, it remains, or sometimes it doesn't remain even this lifetime also. Next life you take, it is all gone. Today it is there, gone tomorrow. But the spiritual practices we do, that remains with us life after life. And of course, if we perfect our life, then go back to the spiritual world and continue there. So that's why those who don't have any identification with the body, there is no question of samsara for them. So there is one verse comes in Chaitanya Charitamrit 13.142. So in this, yeah, Madhya Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya Leela 142. I don't know. And just recite this verse. This is verse about the gopis. Gopis were also actually out of bodily conception of. They were completely. देह स्मृति नाहिया संसार कुप कहाता ताहा है ते ना चाहे उद्धार विरह समुद्र जले कामति मिंगिले गिले गोपी गणे नेह तार पार. So deha smriti nahi yaar samsara kupa kahatar. So deha smriti, if there is no deha smriti only, where is the samsara kupa? That means where is there is no material existence only. One can actually be liberated. So gopis, one of the, here it is said also, since they have no material conception of life, why should they aspire for liberation? And they do not want liberation desired by yogis, jnanis, like that. Question of material existence. So we see that the all the distress, different things which are in our life, that are all related because of the identification with the body. But the hardly people in this world, as because they are not aware of this knowledge, then they suffer. Like people become very much attached to the near and dear. Actually, there is no problem in attachment, but then one has to know this reality of life. Otherwise, when people lose them, then they think that, oh, what has happened, why God has done this, like these things happen. And currently the world is going in such a way, what will happen, which time, duration of life, very anytime it death comes, and then that's it, gone, everything is gone. One may have different plans. Like recently this plane crash happened in the, so people were going in the flight thinking that we will do this, different ambitions, everybody had different dreams. We will go there, we will do this kind of things, we have this job, we will stay with our family and this and that. Okay, God consciousness is there, but time is there, we'll do it at the end of the life. Now so many important things are there, I have to take care of that. I have so many urgent things, I have urgent important meeting in this particular country, and they are just thinking about that. And suddenly this crash happens, and you see that what will happen now. The entire whatever their consciousness, according to it, they will get a next body. But those the devotee, like one devotee was also in one of the plane, when of course he was later he told, that's how we got to know. But he said that the he was normal devotee only, so like our practicing devotee, practicing sadhaka. He was in flight, and he was going in the flight, and suddenly there was weather was not proper, and they said that we may have to do emergency landing. Everybody was very fearful, what is going to happen now. This devotee, because so much is read from Bhagavatam, so much is heard from Srila Prabhupada, took his bit bag and started chanting. He understood, whatever I try, if I don't save, then unnecessarily I'll get what body I'll get, I don't know. But at least let me chant, that is going to help. In whatever situation, it is going to help. He took his bit bag, he started intensely chanting. One of the intense chantings of his life, he said. And then he started intensely chanting, but somehow fortunately the plane was properly landed. And he was saved. Later he wrote to Radheshampu that this situation happened in my life, and he was thanking devotees that the kind of training, the kind of knowledge we have got from Prabhupada, that that helps us at the time of death. Not only that, even in our regular life also, we get up every day morning, chant the, because otherwise what happens? People get up in the morning, sleeping is for what? Body, body or soul? Body only. Then people take bath, get ready, go to some travel somewhere. All these things are for body only. But we are not this body. We are spirit soul. So of course we have to take care of the body because we are in this body. But we should understand, we should also take care of the soul also, like chanting the holy names every day, coming to the temple, taking darshan of the Lord, reading Srila Prabhupada books, which actually enlightens us in the knowledge. And so all these things actually help us to protect ourselves. When the right time comes, we can actually remember the Lord and go back to Him. And even now, when we are practicing this spiritual life, the purification is happening. Purification is happening, and all these negativities which we have got because of separation or forgetfulness of Lord, all these negativities will go away slowly, slowly. Anger, lust, greed, envy, illusion, all these things will be going, and then and simultaneously Krishna is filling the heart. Krishna is coming in the heart, and our impurities are going away. In that way, one day there is a hope that we become eligible by mercy of Prabhupada and all the devotees in association, and then there is some hope for us to come out of this material world. So, in this way, so these are very important instructions of Jada Bharat. There is only first verse. In one verse, only so many things are there. In the subsequent verses, there will be more nectar coming from the mouth of Jada Bharat. And in Prabhupada, in the purport also, he gives one hint how one can uh, understand the distinction between body and soul. So we have the knowledge. So one thing Prabhupada says is practice of austerity and penance is meant for understanding the distinction between the body and the soul, and how the soul can be unaffected by pleasures and pains of the body. So practice of austerity and penance. So for us, austerity is getting up early, chanting the holy names of the Lord. So we chant daily. We chant our prescribed number of rounds. On Ekadashi, some special festivals, we chant more. We also engage in the service of the Lord, and So all these spiritual activities when we do, then there is, and of course by doing all these activities we understand that our real identity, that I am not this body but I am spirit, soul and servant of Krishna. Krishna jivere swarupa hai Krishna nityadas. That is my eternal position, and once I know that position, then I can work upon uh, reviving that position, and then there is a, then our life is successful. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की.